What's up, YouTube? I'm just out here getting my 20,000 steps a day. A quick little nature walk. Earlier today, I did some weights. I lifted weights in the gym. Did my strength training session, and I did heavy pull-ups, supinated grip pull-ups, right? Weighted with a weight belt. I worked up to a triple, and then I just kept it at a triple. I did 4 sets of 3. And then I backed off with a couple of sets of just body weight supinated pull-ups without any weights, just burnout sets, just like as many as I can. I think I got up to like 12. 2 sets of 10 or 12. The first set was 12, the second set was 10. Moved on to supinated lat pull downs, and I finished it off with some bicep curls. So this is my evening session, so I'm just getting a little light cardio in. 20,000 steps every day, no matter what. I get my 20,000 steps in. But I figured I'd spit some game to you guys. I was talking the other day with a buddy of mine who he likes to watch a lot of content involving pickup artists, right? And they got some good advice, but for the most part, I think they fall short when it comes to manhood. And that's really the goal when we're out here. We filter everything through manhood. We always want to make sure we're not sacrificing the man in order to get things that are beneath us, right? We're not going to put things like money, pussy, a job, clout, friendships. We're not going to put those things above who we are as men, right? And I think that's where a lot of the pickup artist mentality falls short, right? They wind up putting women above men. And I could sit here all day and explain why and how they do that, but I'll give you one example here right now. A lot of the advice they give is centered on trying to get the woman, right? So they'll do something called DHV, right? And what this stands for is demonstrating higher value. I'm sure you've seen videos on this. I'm sure you're familiar with it. To demonstrate higher value to the woman. And they do things like negging, and a lot of the stuff they do, a lot of the advice they give is geared around making the woman think and trying to demonstrate and appear to the woman that you put yourself on a pedestal rather than her and her pussy on a pedestal, right? Like most guys do. But here's the problem with that, is that by doing that, they're actually putting the woman on the pedestal. Because what they don't do is they don't teach you how to actually put yourself on a pedestal as a man, right? When you really got game, when you're really operating at the highest levels of manhood, you actually have yourself on a pedestal. So this isn't a demonstration. This isn't a technique. This isn't like a gimmicky thing that you're performing. Like, this isn't a performance for the woman like it is with a lot of these red pill guys. This is your lifestyle. You really aren't really thinking about her that much. You really don't hold her in high regard, right? She hasn't earned a certain degree of attention from you yet, right? So this is natural to you. This isn't a demonstration. This isn't a performance. With these red pill, with these like red pill guys and these pickup artist guys, it's a performance. It's a performance, and it's all about getting the woman. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line to them, to show the woman that you're above them. But when you're a man operating at the highest levels of manhood, right? When you got game, you're not trying to show the woman shit. All you're trying to do is display your identity to the woman. You're trying to step to the woman and show her who you are. That's why I think these guys fall short, is that whole mentality of avoiding doing the work and figuring out who you are, getting the knowledge of self, and then carrying yourself as a man, right? They just want to display it. They just want to do all these techniques and these gimmicks to act like it, right? To display it to the chick. You're not actually being a man. You're not actually putting yourself on a pedestal. You're doing it for the woman. So you're still chasing the woman. You're still putting her up on a pedestal. You're trying to demonstrate to the chick that you got yourself on a pedestal, and you're not looking up at her on the pedestal. But what you're actually doing is you're pedestalizing her pussy. So that's just one way they fall short in their ideology, right? And that's not, I'm not trying to disrespect them. There's some things that you could learn from them, right? I take the Bruce Lee approach when I'm talking to some of these guys, or just anytime I read a book, I study a course, I always do what Bruce Lee said: you take what's useful and you discard the rest. And they do have some useful stuff to teach, but I think, like I said, they fall short. They fall short when it comes to understanding manhood, because to them the whole bottom line is getting the woman, right? And that's not the bottom line when you're operating at the highest levels of manhood. When you got game, the bottom line is you. Like I always say, you know, the game is really about maintaining who you are in the face of the woman, in the face of the job, right? And not sacrificing an ounce of who you are for nothing. No matter how much you desire sex, no matter how much you desire money, maintaining integrity to who you are. That's real game, baby. And when you follow a lot of these pickup artisty dudes, a lot of these red pill channels online, they kind of take you away from that. So understand that when you're operating at the highest levels of manhood, remember that the goal is you. You're the prize, right? And if something is not aligned with you, then you got to let that go, because the goal is maintaining who you are. So the right woman for you will be the one who you won't have to come outside of yourself for. You won't have to compromise your identity for. You won't have to be something else in order to get. All you got to do is be you, and it'll be effortless. That's game. Done.